don't think that a cheating man or a man who wants to cheat needs a reason or an excuse before he cheats. Somebody who wants to cheat will cheat.
Men don't cheat.
What do they do?
Men exploit.
The question is there is, does submission fix the problem of cheating?
Yeah,
How can you advise a woman whose husband is cheating to submit more? How
Do
does that
you know why a man even go outside to exploit out of his
That's
marriage?
why I said in the
first
first
place?
place.
I've seen people said, okay, you cheated on me. We cannot do this marriage again.
Go separate
You're not
ways.
submitting. I don't feel like you understand the value of this marriage. I don't think you continue. It didn't lead that man to promiscuity because it's not in him in the first place.
Raise your hand if you have not gone to church to pray fervently about a stray boyfriend, fiance, or husband. Some of you even go to church to pray to find a man. Men are not doing any of that. And raise your hand if your church vehemently condemned what happened in Delta today in church. Or was it just business as usual? So this person says she's a pastor's daughter, and these are some of the reasons why she's not going to step foot into a church ever again. She says, from a young age, I watched women be taught the same thing over and over. So what she said, I want to throw it to us as questions. I want to hear like our take on it. The first one says, if your husband is cheating, submit more. Now, I don't think that a cheating man or a man who wants to cheat needs a reason or an excuse before he cheats. Somebody who wants to cheat will cheat, whether there's an excuse or not. So do you think that asking a woman whose husband is cheating to submit is worthy enough? Like, should that be a solution? Should that be something you'll be telling somebody whose husband is cheating? Mr. James.
Men don't cheat.
What do they do?
Men exploit. Understand?
Typical.
So when even the Bible says when God create man in His own image to go
So
out
God
there.
cheats. Is that what
Excuse
you're
me.
saying?
Excuse me.
So God is promiscuous.
Listen. To go out there and multiply. Understand? Now you say the men cheating. Men are not cheaters. We don't cheat. Because
So what do you do now?
Listen, we just exploit and help.
I'm not saying everybody, but she
Understand?
says that a man who is cheating, that they tell them in church, they tell women in church to submit more. How do you tell a woman whose husband is cheating
To submit more.
to submit more?
How do
Will
listen?
fix the problem?
the
Do you
Now
understand?
you see the problem is this girl in particular. She does not understand the content
Maybe
of
she-
what the pastor is preaching.
How do you mean?
What the
This is
pastor
somebody
says
that
that
says she has been to over
now
100 churches. So.
That is just to justify
And her father is
this
a
point
pastor.
of
Yes.
argument. Maybe the father is not doing well too.
No,
Maybe
it's not just the
father too
father's
cheating.
church. It's not just the
Understand?
oh my God. It's
My
not just the
understand.
father's church.
Understand this.
She
Maybe the
said
father
over
is cheating
100
that.
churches,
Okay,
and the narrative
she
still
could-
remains
now,
the
how
same.
many churches do we have in Nigeria that only she wants to go to over 100 churches?
That's not the point.
Now the main point there is, is let me just talk to the
Does
to
submission,
wives.
the question is there is, does submission fix the problem of cheating?
Yeah,
How can you advise
does-
a woman whose husband,
whose
is,
husband
cheating
is cheating
to submit
to
more?
submit
How
more?
does
Do
that
you know
that
why a man even go outside to exploit out of his
That's
marriage?
why I said in the
Yes,
first
what
place
will make
that
it-
a
in the
cheating
first
man
place-
does not need an excuse to cheat. A man who wants to cheat will
Now a woman with bad manner cannot stop a man not to go out and exploit.
What are you even saying? Woman
listen
with bad
now.
manners cannot stop. What
Excuse
are you
me,
saying?
When you try to put all the blame on a man that a man is cheating, something triggers a man to go and cheat.
I think you
A
just
man
you
does
just
not-
prove
no,
the
no, no,
woman
no, no,
right.
no.
You just prove
Listen,
the woman right because
excuse me
you're
now.
putting all the
You just
blame
want me to talk.
on the woman. That's what
now
you're saying.
Now you don't just want me to talk.
Your husband is
eh?
cheating. You are the fault. You're not
Now they say
submissive
husband is cheating.
enough.
Husband does not cheat. Now they say submit enough. What they are saying is even the Bible say. Okay. Sorry. Maybe my power is too much.
They say my power is too much.
Maybe my power is too much.
There's a lot of when we are talking about. Okay, the question is without submission.
Yes, the statement she
Triggers-
made was if your husband
Do
is
you
cheating,
know
submit enough,
personally
submit more.
because I come from the church particularly. I live with a pastor for 15 years.
50 years. How old are
15,
you now?
15, yes.
1 and 5.
Yes, I lived with a pastor from when I was 12 to when I was 27 when I got married. So, but the thing, the jerk here is sometimes what triggers me most times is not about what is actually happening, as he's talking about how that they've been talking about. But when you come out and say this is why you don't go to church again, that's where my issues start coming up and all that. Because she's saying that I'm going to land in the question first, so I'm just
So do
building
you
the
not land outside the
parameters.
question?
Now, this is not this has nothing to do with the church.
But
Because
then,
this,
but
he
then women
said,
in church are
now
taught
I'm coming.
a lot of them
Yes,
have this narrative that
exactly.
you know
I'm
you
coming,
have to
I'm
do
coming.
all it takes.
I'm
You cannot-
coming.
It's your fault if the marriage
What you
fails.
learn,
It's your
the
fault.
first place you learn about marriage, the way I handle my home. I was sitting one day, I said, do you know one of the major reasons I don't cheat on my wife or I don't do some of these things? It's not because of what they're telling me in church. It was
And it's
because
also
of the
because-
example.
not because your wife is not submissive enough. That's not
all
why.
the time I'm coming. All the time I lived with my dad. I never saw my dad do anything that.
So you're saying it starts from the home rather than
it starts
the
from
church.
the home. It has nothing to do with home. And she's actually not. She's misrepresenting her dad or whatever position her dad who was holding in the church. She said he's a pastor. To say that she has gone to different churches and they are teaching this,
The
it has
same
nothing
thing.
to do with the church. It has everything to do with the family where you're coming from. You came from a family that is promiscuous. It has nothing to do with what you were taught in church.
But she didn't say
Now,
at any point that that's what
that's
her
what I'm telling
father,
you.
that's the example
If
her
your dad
father,
is a pastor,
showed.
that's what I'm telling you.
She said
that
it
means
was
her
many.
father.
That's why she said
That's
raise
why-
your
Even
hand
in the first
if you
That's
want
why.
to
That means her
pray for your
father.
husband.
That's what I'm telling you. Your father was teaching this. I feel like there was a church that the pastor came up one day and started teaching that what he has been teaching before that was wrong, started saying that it's no longer wrong. And now after investigation, we found out that he fell into such sin. And he has been trying to, live above it, and he couldn't. He started teaching that it
He's
was.
right.
Yes, because
Oh,
the
it's
fact that your dad is a
acceptable.
pastor, that means he was a pastor of a church. And he was teaching this, that if a man is being promiscuous, you need more submission to eliminate promiscuity. But it has nothing to do with that.
Even though pastor
Yes,
preaches
because
that.
you learn-
Even though
Answer the
pastor
question.
preaches
Yes,
that.
the first,
Excuse me.
the first
See,
place you learn, Mr. James, the first place you learn
It's from the home.
is from the home. The first place you learn these things. The reason I never beat my wife before, it's not because
It's because your father
don't have the
modeled
tendencies.
something
You know,
completely different.
He did not communicate such possibilities. That's why I tell a lot of men. I tell them any threat you don't want to see in your children, don't
Don't
even
do it to
communicate
their mother.
the possibilities.
Yeah.
I don't see violence as a way of solving problem because my dad never used it to solve any conflict between his wife, which is our mother. So
Your-
I'm
your
saying in
answer
essence
is
is
submission is not the
exactly.
Is not the solution.
I'm
to
saying
cheating
that.
partner.
Listen.
It's just because look, let me tell you, nothing is conditional in marriage. God never said anything is conditional. God never said
Okay.
submit to your wife because he does
Okay,
this.
but
Sorry,
based on-
wife, submit to your husband
yeah,
because he
he's
does
doing
this,
this
or this.
or he's
God
not-
never
okay,
did
so
that.
based on
Everything we
based
do.
on this your statement now, does it now mean that while he's cheating, submission should still be going on even as he's cheating?
Listen.
It's not what I'm saying.
Listen.
What I'm saying in essence is
So it shouldn't be held accountable.
that's
It
what
should
I'm
just be
telling.
submitted
No,
because
it's not what I'm saying.
It's not conditional.
I'm answering the question whether or not submission, like the more you submit,
solve
yes,
the
you
problem
solve
of
the.
cheating.
I said no.
Okay.
What I'm saying is somebody who is promiscuous is promiscuous. I've seen people said, "Okay, you cheated on me. We cannot do this marriage again.
Again. Go separate
You're not
ways.
submitting. I don't feel like you understand the value of this marriage. I don't think we continue. It didn't lead that man to promiscuity because it's not in him in the first place. He felt like, okay, since you decided to behave in this manner, I cannot put up with it. Stay your own, make I stay my own. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is not, these things, they don't relate. They don't even have any form of...
Okay, so let's move to the next
Mr.
one.
Bassi, excuse me.
Consonants.
Before you move to the next one, you allow me talk.
Use your mic,
Now
please.
the thing there is me too. I have gone to over 200 churches.
This one that is saying that men don't cheat, they
and
explore,
I've
they
not
help, they
seen,
do.
listen, no, and I've not heard a pastor one day preach.
No, it's not like they come out to
Excuse
the
me.
people.
No,
No, it's
no,
not like
no.
they come out to the people
That
and
is what
say,
she is
you're-
saying
no.
now.
It could be in
Understand.
place of counseling. It could be
Understand.
like in
Which counseling?
conferences,
Which
all these
conference?
relationship things and
Rather
all kind of
what?
things like
Rather
that.
No, she said
what
teach.
pastor we?
It's still a teaching, but not necessarily from the pulpit now, like in
no,
a
you are trying
service.
to defend her now.
I'm not
because
defending
That is
her.
what she said there.
It must not be
Now,
in a
listen,
service.
oh,
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, rather what the pastor will say that I've heard. Pastor will preach in the church and they'll say, "Women, you are the owner of the house."
Is it not in this
the
same
home. Understand?
this thing that you people said that
And when
you-
pastors preach
your wife
like
not the owner of the house, that
and
you are
they
the owner
will
of the
tell
house?
you why, and why. Understand? But this particular girl now, she is just trying to justify why she does not go to church anymore.
I don't think so, Mr. James.
Because that is
you're
all
not
I
answering
say
the- You're
there.
not answering the
And because
question.
that's the basis. No.
That is just the
Mr.
truth.
James is
Let's
not
move to
totally
the next
wrong.
one. Let's move to
I'm
the next
telling
one.
you.
She came up and said, this is why I don't go to church.
She doesn't want
Let's
just to
move
go to
next
church
one.
anymore.
The next one says,
Well.
if he's distant, respect him more. So it's still the same thing, but like plays out on the.
Now you know.
In terms of being distant in a marriage, there's a lot of things that can contribute to
Yes,
being
to
distant
that
from your
withdrawal.
partner. in marriage. I've always said it that there are some needs you don't know you have until you get married. It's just there. It's just that there's not been the enabling environment to actually bring out the fact that you need that.
Yes.
I've seen people who have dated for 12 years. They didn't have any issues, but they married just for 1 year. Because it's not how we used to do now. I thought you were my friend. I thought I can speak to you in this manner. I thought we could do this and all that. You now see somebody who is totally different from the person that you were dating.
Yeah.
Yes, because what makes a relationship work is totally different from what makes a marriage work. I've seen a lot of people who say, marry your friend, marry your friend. I don't have any issues with marrying your friend. I think we've had such conversation before where I said that your husband is not your friend, but you can enjoy friendship.
We argued
about it.
Yes.
But I said you can enjoy friendship in marriage, but having the understanding that this person is not my friend by the definition of friendship, but we enjoy friendship. There's a way we handle this marriage, and then we experience
I tie that to
friendship.
this part where she says respecting
in this
him
part
for
now,
distance.
this one is actually relating a little more than the first one we talked about. In that, I've seen a lot of men when they a lot of people they interpret respect by obedience. If they said,
a lot
babe,
of men particularly.
exactly, yes, they said, please do not do this. And you see somebody shouting, why shouldn't I do it? It's not my house. And most times it comes from the fact of when it is in terms of disciplining children. I've seen it happen.
Not
a man would tell a child, do this. The wife will say something different and say, do this. That anarchy and conflict comes up. That's where some of these things...
Let him finish his
That's
point.
where some of these conflicts come up. So I'm seeing that somehow... That's why we needed more background to fully answer this question. But then I would say that this one is more relatable. Like the two.
So you're saying that respect,
Let me tell you
more
something
respect
listen.
can sort of
Listen.
bridge distance. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Somehow, yes.
See,
I've seen people.
let me-
Somehow.
It doesn't depend. Maybe it probably
Let me
depends on
say-
the cost
it
of the
can.
withdrawal or something.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
say
the cause of
it
the withdrawal. Yes.
personally, now,
Even if somebody
understand.
who is finding what they are not being given in marriage, like a lot of people, because there's no much.
To swear for us
No,
that-
because there's
that- that we
enough
left him out.
communication.
No, I will just be keeping quiet till you
Also-
guys will say everything finished. Then we will stand up.
So on this second one,
No, I was trying to
If you
finish
know,
up
what I'm saying is, let me put my personal experience into this. Okay, for the past 1 week
Mr.
now,
Dennis, we'll be sure we'll fry egg before you use your mic now so that we can
the
hear
mark is there. Now, should I shook my mouth inside the mic?
swallow
I
it.
should be kissing it.
Continue.
Okay, fine then. So, so what I'm saying is, for my own personal experience, understand. For the past 2 weeks now, me and my wife we have been distanced.
This
Understand? Yeah, I've been distanced from her.
Did you
Why?
travel?
because you are running around for financial reasons. That's it.
No. Apart from the financial reasons, I felt there's a little disrespect. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah, and there's an undervalue.
So both of you are saying the same thing in essence.
Yes.
That more respect can
So
bridge
now-
distance.
Like if I come back from work, even though I come back by 11, 12, I want you to ask, dear welcome, how did your day go? How did it went to? Rather for you to start nagging, what is
But
the
why
time?
don't you
Blah, blah,
communicate
blah.
and say I'll
Excuse
be home
me.
late today? Oh, since
Let
you
me
already
tell-
know, or even
let
if
me
you
tell
didn't
you
plan
this-
it, you can
let
say,
me tell you
oh,
this, see,
something is holding me up,
listen
rather
now,
than just showing up at
listen,
1 a.m. and expecting me to ask
when
you how
you
was your
ans-
day.
let me now tell you something now. In the place of work and whatever a man is doing out there are some environments that a man will find himself.
Yeah, he may not be able
his
to-
phone will be on silent for 5 hours.
I've had,
Fair enough.
He will not even have to bring it.
We still have
out.
2 more, so
Understand?
let's
Yeah.
run through it.
So now I think if your husband is distanced from you, maybe there's a breach of respect there, because we men we don't respond to love. It's respect. So I think
So
that
the
is
third
issue
one
there.
is if your marriage is failing, look inward. So I know that yes, there's a point in this, right? She has yes, there's a level of truth in it, because you might be part of the reason why things are not working.
Yeah.
So you might want to look inward. But here's my issue with it. A lot of times the entirety of the burden of the success of the marriage is usually placed on the woman. So if the marriage fails, they say you are the problem, the woman. Even when in the real sense you were actually running or fighting for your life. Nobody wants to hear, in the African society, nobody wants to hear your side of the story. You automatically become a bad woman if you couldn't stay in your marriage, even though it was against you. So that's my problem with this. I know there's a level of treatment. So the thing is, if your marriage is failing, look inward.
Yeah, I think.
Does that always have to be the case?
I'll just say
can we at least
piece
give
so you can
ourselves the benefit of
push
doubt?
it up.
Okay.
Because I can't really do that much talk because of my head. I'm feeling some small my head. So thank you. So what I'm saying, if your marriage is failing, truly you look inwards. Now maybe it was during our father's time that if a woman leaves her marriage and they will tell her that, why do you leave your marriage, you go back there, blah
Even
blah
till
blah.
now.
Understand? No, till now, in this generation now it hardly works, because if a marriage is failing, when they say look inward, it is coming from both sides, from the man and from the woman. Understand? So you don't look outside.
So if it's coming from both sides, like
Yes,
you're saying, I
it's
don't
coming
think
from
the
both
first
sides.
and second point will be that you should respect him more and that you should submit more, even when he's way out of line.
You know what
So
this
is
girl,
obviously tilted
you
towards
know what this
example.
girl is trying to even play out. She is trying to make the woman in the church of what they are preaching.
But a lot of I
understand?
know that's not
Of
everybody's
which
reality.
that
but a
is
lot of
not
women are
true.
actually victims in their homes.
Because
That's
now,
the truth.
because right now it is the men that are victims.
Understand?
We are the one that have the home, and we are still victims.
How?
No,
Because our wife can easily just turn things around. The way this young lady
Okay.
now is turning the
Now-
church against
now-
the
See-
women.
No,
See-
she's
No,
not- that's
and
not what she's
yes,
doing.
and that's what she is doing.
The third
Understand?
question there, look at.
If your marriage is failing, look inward.
With the first question,
You
we
must
said,
look
the
inward.
first one we talked about how that the cheating and the submission aspect, right?
Yeah.
They don't relate. Actually, we've actually ascertained that, and then we are talking about how that the distance and the respect aspect.
There's
Yeah.
a level
Like,
of
yes,
balance
there's
on
actually,
it.
yes, there's actually a level of, balance and all that. Then if your marriage is failing, look inward. This is so true. Like,
You must look
but
inward.
Let me see people are. Let me see
No,
people
no,
are
no, no.
actually. No,
I'm
you people
coming.
are actually proving her right.
Wait,
Because
wait.
if this thing was.
Wait.
If
You are-
it, no,
listen
hold on here.
first.
If this thing
If
was
your
both
marriage
ways-
is failing,
No. Here's what I mean.
Listen.
If they were telling only.
If you know what that girl is saying, she is
Listen,
complaining
listen.
that the
If
churches
they were
are
telling
saying,
both the
women,
man and
if
the
your
woman,
marriage is
That's what I'm
failing, look
saying.
inward. Yes, if your marriage is failing, look inward.
have come out the way they came.
Why would
out.
it come out?
You see what we are saying?
Why?
If we are married now, our marriage will start failing now.
No,
because
you don't-
now you are not even listening.
Because you don't
Give me
listen.
my
I'm telling you, you've not even allowed me to learn.
Oh, yeah, learn.
If I was preaching now, you would have said your church is teaching
Land,
against this. Why
land.
you've not allowed your pastor to learn?
Land.
Maybe she just don't allow me say that she
Land,
she
oh.
wasn't.
Sorry,
she's a parent.
is the
Most
girl
people have
in
had to
question-
leave the church.
is she
what I'm
married?
saying in essence is
She didn't state.
yes. What I'm saying in essence is a lot of these things are experiential, and you cannot have a full scope of understanding of what is happening if you've not experienced it. Before you start talking about marriage, I think people who are to talk about marriage are people who are married who have experienced
we
this
can't
thing.
say that because she didn't say
I'm
if
coming.
she was or not.
Yes. So this is why she left the church, not why she's not married or whatsoever.
Yeah.
And in that aspect of looking forward, if a
Looking
marriage
inward.
is
Looking inward, yeah.
if a marriage is failing, it is true. And
For-
what I'm
for
saying
both
is
parties or for
for
only
both
the
parties.
woman.
That's
Eh,
what I'm
but
saying.
that's not how
Yeah,
it is being
I'm
portrayed
coming.
now.
I'm coming.
That's why the
looking
first two
inward
words came
That's
off
what
the
I'm
way
telling
they
you.
came off.
Me, I
Respect
don't
more,
understand.
submit more. Because they're talking to a particular
And-
gender in the marriage.
That's
a
what I'm
particular
saying.
Party.
Even the
Sometimes-
Bible
let's
says
focus-
women submit to your husband the same way Christ submitted to the church. Is it not there in the Bible? 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 No, see. Why are you people laughing?
That's not how the Bible puts it. God, the Christ submit
Christ
to
not
the
dey
church.
submit to church.
No, the way the church submitted to Christ, understand? You
Oh
know.
my God! It's not even submission, it was love. The way Christ loved the church.
It is
That's
not
how the
love.
Bible-
It's submission. It's submission, not love.
That's how the Bible.
Is submission not love?
That's how the Bible. I'm
Is
trying to
submission not
correct
love?
what you quoted. What you quoted is wrong.
Maybe
That's
the
how
version of the Bible.
It's not
that
even-
have you read JIK version of the
What
Bible?
JIK?
You see the issue. You see the issue. You people.
Please let's go to the last one. so that we can wrap
No.
up.
You see
We've
the
not done
issue?
justice to that one.
But we need to
now
go down.
see, looking inward. No. Some of these matters are very sensitive because young people might be listening. You get, if a marriage is failing, I've seen people whose marriages were failing, and then somehow they were able to build it. What they used to build the marriage did not come from outside. It
Came
still
from
came from
within.
inside.
Yes.
But they could have sought
when we are
external
giving
help.
a woman
They
advice,
could have sought external help.
yes, when a woman is being advised, even if they sought or seek external help, it still boils down to if they've decided to make this decision. I might give you advice. It is now your responsibility to
utilize
yes,
it,
to
yeah.
utilize
Yeah.
the
Make the most
advice
of
I've
it.
given you. Yes. Like the confession I do have is I believe that it is my responsibility to make my marriage work. I also believe it is also because if a marriage fails, we don't say a man's marriage fails. The marriage, both you fail.
Me, I understand where you're coming from.
So
But me, I'm
your
saying
own
that
problem is the fact that
the first
because
two
they are
points has already
saying
been tilted towards a particular party
that's what I'm
in
telling
the
you.
marriage.
Let's focus on
That's
the
why
back
I'm
of
saying
the-
that
Yes.
inward is not for the both ways. From this perspective that
From
person
this
is coming from,
perspective,
is the
okay.
woman they are talking to.
It depends on who's
That's why I
being
said what I
advised.
said. First,
Let's
about
Depends on who is
African
being
society.
advised.
Let's
It
move to
depends
the
on
next
who is
one.
being advised.
Let's
If the
move to
woman
the
is
next
being
one.
advised, tell the woman to look inward.
Let's
If
move
the
to the
man
next
is being
one.
advised, tell the man to look inward. Because what is
So that
causing the
means-
problem is the marriage. It's like a man who is cheating.
What you guys
The man
are
who is cheating
saying.
is not an outsider who is cheating on their wife. It is
Yes,
the man
I agree.
himself
But
that is
what
cheating.
you're saying only
the woman who
goes-
is insulting and disrespecting the wife is
The
disrespecting
husband.
the husband. Is not an outsider. If she
I
can
get
stop
you.
the disrespect, it will work. If
You-
the man can stop the cheating, it works. So
What
everything
you're
is
saying-
inward. So even if the woman
But that's
is
not the
being
way it's
advised to
being
look inward,
portrayed.
it's still correct. If the man is being asked to look inward, it's
What
still
you're
correct.
saying is
Next
only
question.
going to prove what she has been saying, that
Next
this is
question.
what they teach women, that the success and the entirety
So
of
what
the,
I'm saying now,
of the workability
okay,
of the
let's
marriage
assume that
is
a
in the
woman,
woman's hand.
Yes, I'm telling you, you're in
That's
the
what
church.
they
Are you the
say.
only woman in the church? Is the only woman that in
Let's
the church?
move to the next
Is it not
one.
men and women?
And that's the last
That is in
one.
the church.
If he is straying, give him more sex. This is one that blows my mind because I
If
don't
he's
understand.
what?
If he's straying away, like if he's out of line, give him more sex.
Why
How
would you
does
give him
this
sex?
solve the problem?
Why would you give him sex?
Me,
Don't
I
you know
even
sex solve
people are
problem?
even running. I don't even believe we've done justice to the other.
Yeah, but we don't have all the time. So answer the
must-
why
last
are we
one.
running?
Let's go.
If this one can do justice, why are we running?
Answer the last one. Let's go.
So if
Hmm.
he's straying, if he is straying, then your husband is a strayer.
So
He does not
that's what
need
I'm saying.
more sex to stop straying.
You see?
A strayer is a strayer.
You see why
Let me
I
tell
said
you.
that this is suited towards the
Let me tell
woman
you.
and
Is
not
a
the
strayer
both
is
parties
a
in the
strayer.
marriage. You see what I'm
Let
saying?
me tell you. See.
That's why I said
If
what
the
I
woman,
said.
no, that's what I'm telling you. If you're having this conversation, it has to be contextual. Let's assume that this woman has been called and asked, "What is the problem with your marriage? Are you sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do?" That what is actually
But
happening?
then
Are you
a lot
doing your
of
bit?
times
Because
this is
let me
how
tell
it's
you-
actually
let me tell you.
taught. This is how
Okay,
it's
do you know
in
why we advise
generality.
women? You see, the other day I was telling you that.
Why are you people
No,
not
you don't
actually talking?
No, you see-
Why is the man straying? Now you,
see-
are
you
saying
see the other day-
if it's a
You
strayer,
see the other day-
he's a
Why
strayer.
is
No, 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 no.
Why is it not-
Now you see what
No,
Mr.
people
Bass
have-
is saying.
people have tendencies.
Now you are trying to paint him as if a man can, like a woman, cannot make a man stray. That
Well,
a man
yeah,
will
that
just be
can-
a strayer.
yeah, that
A
can
man
happen,
should
but
be
that's
always
not-
stray.
that's- that's
You
not
can't
what
want
you
a man
made-
to stray.
The man,
Eh?
the person that you made a strayer was already a
Understand?
strayer.
No.
You see what I was saying?
Now
eh?
some men are innocent.
Actually,
Yes,
that's
I'm
why
not
I give
saying
you
that.
Example.
See,
Excuse me now.
See,
excuse me
I am
now.
not saying that
Let
some
me
men
give you
would have
example now. As Sonny is now. Sonny is not a strayer.
What?
Tomorrow, if you see Sonny straying, there's something
Sonny will
happened
not
in their
stray
marriage.
because it's not in his
Because when
nature
he
to
was
stray.
single,
It doesn't
Sonny
matter
did
what
not
you do
stray.
to him, he won't stray.
No, I am using him as an example.
because it's not
That
in his
is why
nature.
I am trying to say.
It's not in his
now
nature.
you should also.
You know how they say that money
Your
brings out the
question
true nature of a
towards
person.
the woman
If you were a
too.
rude person,
Understand?
when you
Now,
were broke,
something must make
that's
a man
who you
straight
are
in
normally.
his marriage.
Money only
A
brought
man
it
is not a
out.
goat. A man is not a dog. A man has brain that thinks with that function well.
actually does.
Understand? So a man that take his bride price to go and marry a beautiful woman.
Please, guys, let's wrap it up.
Understand?
No, but-
So a man will not just wake up and stray.
Sometimes
Understand?
it's in his
No,
nature
no,
to
no.
stray.
That's
No,
what, it is
it's in
not.
his nature.
Listen, a man
Sometimes.
nature is one nature.
Sometimes it's in his nature.
Now the only nature a man has is the nature of God.
That's not only a man. Women
Eh?
have the nature of God. What are you saying?
No, I am talking about a man. You can talk about a woman. Let me talk about a
Tell
man
us
here.
what you think
Understand?
about this.
Eh?
Yes, I didn't know.
So now
Mr.
I
James.
don't like it when Mr. Basina is not painting a man that a man can stray
Yes.
and a man want to
That's what
stray.
I'm
Say a
saying.
man can
I
no,
still-
no, a man does not stray in
Mr.
that
James,
way.
what
A
you
man does
think
not stray
in
in
the
that way.
comment section.
Mr.
A man does
See,
not stray in that way, and I will not allow this.
Mr. James.
Enough for you victimizing me.
Mr.
My brother,
James.
you are a man for God's sake now.
I'm a man now.
So why you say the
And
man
I'm
is
married.
straight? Are you astray?
know,
Are you
see,
moving straight?
Tell us what
Do
you
you
think
know-
in the
do you know-
comments
do you
about
know
what we
that-
just discussed.
Do you